When I was training as a circus performer, our motto was no pain, no gain. I pushed through the exhaustion, convinced that pain was just part of the process. After all, everyone around me was thriving on the just do it mentality. But I was living in a bubble with a distorted view of reality. I fell for a classic selection bias mistake. See, I was far more likely to encounter people who succeeded by pushing themselves to the max. Those people spend more time in the gym. I was less likely to encounter people with a different philosophy. Say, those who reduced the number of hours they trained or who chose a sport more compatible with their body. Either way, they weren't in my circle, so I never heard their stories. And that meant I never learned the crucial lessons they had to share, like when to rest or how to recognize productive pain versus a real injury. Okay, and to be honest, I was immersed in the mindset that toughness was everything, and I assumed that those who trained differently simply didn't have the same level of commitment. I thought they lacked the grit and discipline that I really prided myself on. But the truth is, while grit and determination are crucial, they are not the sole ingredients for athletic success. Every body is different. A training routine that drives one person to greatness might push another to its breaking point, and that has nothing to do with mental toughness. We don't get to choose our body, and we only get one. The best choice is not to mindlessly push through pain, but to listen, adapt, and care for our bodies, balancing peak performance with long-term health. Eventually, my own health challenges forced me to step away from training, and I became yet another person who quietly faded from the spaces I once thrived in. I've advised hundreds of people on their handstand technique, but I've only shared my chronic illness warnings with a few of them. Instead, I talk about my chronic illness with people who also have chronic illnesses, and thus continues the cycle of selection bias. It really got me thinking, would anybody notice if an illness started to reshape an entire society? If a silent wave of disability emerged, like say suddenly 1% of the US had significant activity limitations due to a new chronic illness? Would you notice? Would you believe the census data? And more importantly, how would you know to protect yourself? So if no one around you seems worried about the long-term risks from infectious diseases like COVID, it's not necessarily because those risks are low. It's because the people affected aren't in your daily life anymore. You are seeing a skewed version of reality. The risks aren't low, by the way. And if I had known then what I know now, I would have made some very different choices. My background in engineering and science education has trained me to recognize patterns, question assumptions, and analyze risks. Now, that same skill set helps me analyze data on long-term health outcomes. I even wondered sometimes while pulling all-nighters at MIT if alumni regretted their lack of sleep. I do. You won't find me in the gym anymore. You won't find me at the office, and you definitely won't find me at a party, because thanks to this chronic illness, I am stuck at home in bed. Even sitting up is difficult. But I'm here to share my story and the science because I really wish someone had done the same for me. Does COVID cause long-term health issues? How bad are they? And what should you do about it? That's what this channel is here to uncover. Let's ask tough questions with an open mind and answer them with data, like an engineer and a scientist. I'm Stephanie Schmidt, mechanical engineer, science educator, retired circus performer, and I hope you join me on this journey. Please like and subscribe.